Morning, good afternoon, and a warm welcome from the Simplify team here, and thank you for joining. Today, we'll show how SAP Analytics Cloud, combined with our PlaniFi EPM applications, unifies budgeting, forecasting, and scenario planning. It integrates operational and financial data and enables real-time collaboration across the enterprise. So for CFOs leading ERP transformation, this is the natural add-on, extending your S/4HANA program or whatever ERP you might choose with an intelligent FP&A layer that accelerates insights to decision. You will see practical patterns for a single source of truth, dynamic reporting, and faster planning cycles that your teams can adopt immediately. So basically, get the P into your ERP. Let's begin. I brought with me Janvi Patel today, and she will walk you through the remainder of the webinar. So Janvi, please take it away.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hannah. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janvi Patel. I'm a Principal Solution Advisor here at Simplify. I've been working with SAP Solutions for over 17 years, from the consulting side to implementation to pre-sales. And I'm very grateful that you've taken the time to join us today for today's webinar. As Hannah mentioned, what we'll be doing today is we'll actually be exploring how our PlaniFi applications can accelerate and really unlock the full power of SAC by transforming it from not just a tool, but really kind of seeing how it can complete and become an EPM solution as well. I'll actually be walking through just a few slides here to introduce who we are and actually showcase our suite of applications before jumping into a demo of our PlaniFi FP&A applications as well. So just to get started here, so at Simplify, we are actually a team of finance and analytic experts focused on helping organizations transform their planning, reporting, and consolidation processes. We are actually a proud go-to partner, an award-winning SAP partner for analytics and planning. And our goal as a company is to be 100% referenceable as well. As a boutique firm, customer satisfaction and long-term success are at the heart of what we do. We do focus on building strong relationships and strive to be trusted advisors throughout each one of our implementations. Our business services include end-to-end implementations, business content deployment, QA services, and we do also offer experts available as a service as well. And then also, in addition to SAP Analytics Cloud, our team also has also specializes in SAP DataSphere, group reporting, and we really do have really deep experiences with BPC, BW, and HANA as well. And then actually our PlaniFi applications, which we'll be highlighting today, they are actually built directly within SAP Analytics Cloud and are configured based on industry-leading practices. And these applications, what they do is they streamline and automate back office processes, really improving visibility into your financials, to kind of course, to support more accurate forecasting. And as Hannah mentioned earlier as well, they'll enable those what-if scenario modeling, really helping your organization move faster, smarter, and then, of course, with more confidence as well. So from a partner perspective, I just wanted to take a moment to highlight a few things that kind of differentiate us from others. First of all, I really want to highlight our senior leadership team. Our leadership team and our team as a whole as well, they bring over 20 years of financial and accounting experience, along with more than 15 years of hands-on experience and expertise implementing EPM solutions. What really resonates with our customers is that our client partners and our consultants, they come directly from finance and accounting backgrounds as well. So many have actually held similar roles to you and your teams, and they really do understand the day-to-day challenges and priorities of finance teams and the challenges that you face today, that you may have today as well. So essentially that real world experience really brings a level of empathy and practicality to every project that we kind of are involved in and that we strive to deliver good turnaround to as well. Of course, in addition to that depth of experience that we bring as a company, our key thing that sets us apart as well is our applications. These aren't just templates that they are actually field tested solutions that really help our customers get running faster, which are proven best practices that are already built in, really allowing you to see faster time to value as well. So in this slide, for example, each one of these customers that you see here started their journey with our applications. So they either started using our applications as a turnkey solution or as actually a foundation to kind of build on top of and tailor to what their unique needs are. So what's really powerful about that approach is that it's really flexible. Whether a customer needs a fast deployment or essentially a platform to scale and customize over time, the platform and our applications, adapt to what our customers need. So as you can see from the descriptions here as well, we actually cover a wide range of use cases, from SAP Analytics Cloud, just dashboarding and reporting, to planning, as you can see, to consolidations, to data warehousing with SAP DataSphere. We've also actually helped organizations replace legacy tools with SAP Cloud First data and analytics solutions as well. Okay, so let's talk about how, for today's CFOs, ERP and EPM are the two essential systems that power finance organizations today. So ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning, essentially is the foundation. It's where companies run their businesses. They execute their day-to-day operations. That's where they capture transactions, manage those payables and receivables, and then execute those close processes as well. It really proves to be that single source of truth that ensures financial integrity and compliance as well. So through platforms like SAP S/4HANA, for example, organizations gain things like real-time visibility into their financials and operational data, reporting what has happened across the business, and it really is that system of record. While it kind of gives us transparency, it doesn't necessarily tell us what to do next. That's actually where EPM, or Enterprise Performance Management, comes in. So EPM really enables you to kind of manage your business, not just run it. It allows you to turn that raw data really into insights and foresights as well, really understanding why something happened, and then predicting what could happen, and then also plan for what should happen next as well. And essentially in SAP's ecosystem, this actually happens through SAP Analytics Cloud. So that platform actually extends that ERP data into a dynamic environment where finance and business users can model scenarios, forecast outcomes, and then plan with ease and agility with the data that we have within that platform as well. So this is where organizations can move from, reporting in the past to actually shaping future decisions, and then driving the right actions to come out of those decisions as well. So at Simplify, what we've actually done is we've invested, thousands of hours developing our EPM applications that are actually built directly within the SAC platform. And these applications cover a full range of enterprise planning solutions, from P&L, balance sheet, financial consolidations, to workforce, CapEx, treasury planning, all designed to kind of integrate seamlessly with, you know, platforms like S4HANA, BW, IBP, you know, even actually non-SAP data sources and systems as well, to really bring all of that information into SAP Analytics Cloud and into these EPM applications, so that you can actually then, you know, have that raw data in one solution, and then again be able to do that data slicing and planning, and then actually see what's happening at that underlining at your business underlining transactional level, and then see what you can do to improve your insights and make those right decisions going forward as well. So of course, you know, this combining that transactional data from ERP and looking forward intelligently from an from an EPM system, gives organizations, you know, that complete view of how you're performing as well. And then, of course, you know, it connects those dots between operations and finance. Again, really enabling you to make faster, data-driven decisions as well as you move forward. You know, unlimited, you know, really allowing essentially allowing ERP, where ERP kind of helps you run the business, EPM kind of helps you improve it. And when these two worlds come together through these SAP technology stacks and our PlaniFi EPM applications, organizations can really truly serve their stakeholders with insights, foresights, and then optimize the processes as well, really driving not only efficiency, but also strategic value across your enterprise as well. So this slide just further illustrates the architecture of our EPM applications, which aren't just, as I mentioned before, frameworks. These are production-ready solutions built from real-world experiences and implementations, and are actually being used at financial planning applications across industries today. So the value in our applications, again, is the completeness that it offers. Rather than starting from a blank slate, you get a robust foundation that includes things like pre-built models, data actions, automated calculations, live financial statements, and then also standardized report books and guided dashboards, all designed to really deliver a seamless user experience for planners, analysts, and then executives as well, really accelerating your implementation timeline and allowing you to see a faster time to value as well. So essentially, whether you choose to use it as is or customize it further, our applications are really built to scale with your needs and deliver value from really day one as you get started. Okay, perfect. So having gone through some of those slides, just to give you an initial grounding of who we are and our applications, let's jump into our SAP Analytics Cloud and into our PlaniFi FP&A application. I wanted to walk you through an example of how the platform can streamline, you know, your annual and monthly financial planning processes, and how teams can kind of collaborate across one unified platform, really then driving faster and smarter decisions, and also through those interactive dashboards and dynamic reporting as well. Just give me a moment while I switch between screens here, and we'll continue on in just a moment. So hopefully you guys should be seeing the SAC homepage now. So as we get started, when you first log into SAP Analytics Cloud, you're actually brought to this modern, intuitive homepage that really is designed to help users quickly access what matters most to them. So this homepage really acts as a personalized command center for the user. Users will see things like their recent stories, you know, they will have access to their recent files, resources. They're also able to see their calendar highlights. This will actually highlight things that are due, like tasks or that have been assigned to them, or be as a reminder of things that may be overdue or things that may be coming up. And this homepage is actually tailored based on the user that's logged in. So depending on security and role-based access, the homepage could look different as well. So for example, for planners, they may see more planning templates, while executives, they may see more KPIs or links to report books and things like that as well. The navigation bar here on the left-hand side, this actually allows you to kind of move around the platform. And again, based on your role, you may be restricted to what you have access to here as well. Okay, the first thing I wanted to do was jump into an example of a push-button ready financial management report book and dashboard before we jump into our FP&A application. So give me a moment while I just jump into our P&L report book here. So our P&L report book is a dynamic interactive financial dashboard that provides a comprehensive summary of your company's revenue, expenses for a specific period. And out of the box, this report can be easily exported into either a PowerPoint or a PDF and shared across the organization as needed as well. In our example, we're actually looking at our company Best Run Corp, and we're actually looking at our performance summary report book for the month of October as well. And we're looking at our report book for our total company for all departments as well. Before jumping into the summary page and walking through this report book, I just wanted to highlight this launchpad that we're seeing here. You'll see throughout the demo that I walk through today, we've actually built in these launchpads to be leveraged as a guided experience throughout the process for the users. I'll show later how we've built in instructions and help guides so that the end users have step-by-step instructions on how to use the platform when completing their activities for specific processes. What we've seen with previous customers and implementations is having this information readily available for the end users. It really helps with training and then also with user adoption as well. So, and I'll show examples of that a little bit later as well. So just moving throughout this report book, so jumping into our summary page here. So our year-to-date summary page, this delivers immediate insights into key financial metrics, including things like our total sales, our gross profit, our operating income and net income. And we're seeing this at our total company level for the month of October. With this being an interactive dashboard, as a user, I'm actually able to drill down into these financial numbers as well. So if we take total sales as an example, I can actually drill down into quarters and then actually take this a little bit further and then drill down even lower into months. Again, with this being an interactive platform as well, based on the data that you have in the system, you as a user can drill down to that lowest level. So even if we were taking this down to a transactional level, you even have the ability to go down to that level as well as a user. So that's a great thing about the system as well. You're able to quickly get to that bottom line numbers as well within the system and then do comparisons across that as well. So easily able to get down to those numbers as well. Although this report is based on actuals that we're looking at right now, I also have the ability to kind of switch between different versions as well. So right now, as I mentioned, we're looking at actuals, but if I wanted to see this report with any other version, I can actually switch it to show, maybe if I wanted to show my budgets or my forecast or my targets, I can actually switch between those different versions very easily as well. And what we've actually also done is we've actually also included pre-built analytic visualizations, such as the operation bridge report that we see here, leveraging SAP's calculation engine to identify the variance driving the actuals versus prior year. And what we've done is with these operational bridge reports already available, these can actually be reused in your own reports. So essentially, you won't need to actually rebuild these from scratch. These can actually be reused throughout the application as well. And then we also have other visualizations that we've put in we've built out as well within the report. So again, just walking through this report. So we've also have a trended page, which provides a guided narrative style view of a P&L results and margin trends over a 3-month period. It's kind of designed to offer a quick visual snapshot of a short-term financial performance. In addition to that, we also have a prior year comparative P&L report, which allows you to compare current performance against prior year at a month-to-date, a quarter-to-date, and then also a year-to-date level, complete with the margin insights here at the bottom. One of the key things I also wanted to mention is, the platform has that inbuilt FX conversion available as well. So as a user, I'm able to switch and toggle between currencies as well, and my reports and my planning templates will actually change automatically to reflect those figures as well. So I'm able to switch between currencies, and the system will automatically do that conversion for me as well, easily. So again, right now I'm showing this as part of the report, but if we were doing this in a planning template as well, and you had users planning in different currencies, you could allow them to plan in their local currencies. And then if you wanted to see that more at a corporate currency, which may have been a different one, you can actually then see that in your corporate currency as well very easily. In addition to that, we also have some additional operating bridge reporting here as well. Again, this is showing us a month-to-date, quarter-to-date, a year-to-date bridge reports. And here we're seeing it by actual versus budget. But again, we can do some additional comparisons where we can do it by actual versus forecast or target, and we can see some additional visualizations there in the form of bridge reports. And in addition to all of those additional tabs, we also have a comparative page that provides a side-by-side view of our actual versus budget. Again, in this one, we're including our dollar value of our variance and also a percentage variance. This kind of helps highlight how we're performing, how the performance is exceeding or failing, or if we're falling short of expectations. Again, here we can see how we're operating at that month-to-date, quarter-to-date, and year-to-date time period. And we also see our margins again at the bottom. Within the comparative comments page here, this allows us to kind of capture commentary related to the variance identified in the report as well. So for example, at month end, we can actually schedule a task that can be automatically sent out to our managers with a link to this report. And of course, based on security settings, it will ensure that each one of those managers only have access to the department or the data relevant to their department or what they're allowed to see. And they can actually come in here. And this is where we can actually capture commentary based on those different variances. And they can actually explain what's happening based on those variances. And this is where will help to kind of review at that month end what's happening and hold those teams accountable for those processes as well. So for example, as a manager, I can come in here and I can add my comment based on that variance, and it will capture the user and then also that date and timestamp of when that comment has been entered. And as a manager at more of a corporate level, you can actually aggregate and filter to provide a corporate level view of all of your departments and all of your comments in one location as well. So, that collaborative aspect of the tool really allows you to kind of see all of your collaboration and collecting all of that from all of your team members in one location, and then seeing that all within one report book as well. So also mentioning, finally, just as to mentioned earlier, these reports can be exported into, as mentioned, a PowerPoint or a PDF. And it also allows you to kind of filter on things like entity or department, making it really easy to kind of distribute and tailor the versions based on how they're structured and downloaded to then be shared across the organization as well. So really easy to kind of build these, have these reports shared and published, and then also kind of collaborate within one platform with all of this information readily available as well. So having shown this example of push button reporting, I also wanted to highlight the inbuilt generative AI engine Just Ask, which is actually the natural query engine that allows users to ask business related questions in plain English. I'm just going to exit out of this. I was just testing this. So yeah, so Just Ask is a natural language query engine that allows users to ask business-related questions in plain language and receive instant answers in the form of visualizations and data insights. So for example, I can ask the engine, show me gross margin by product. And what it will do, the AI engine will review the data and bring back results, which I can then further expand on and ask it to kind of drill down a little bit more. So from here, I can say drill on product level 3 to get more of a granular result. And the system, again, this is checking all of your data and it's bringing back those results for you. And at this point, if I wanted to, I can actually switch over into a table view. And if I wanted to do some further filtering, I'm able to do that. If I wanted to kind of, filter by organization or date, I could further do that. And I can also continue to ask the engine to kind of go down to even more granular level of detail, or to do some comparisons as well. So from here, I can do, if I wanted to do compare 2024 versus 2025, I can actually ask the engine to do that for me as well. So again, really quick tool to give your business user and yourself the ability to kind of ask the engine, the AI engine, questions, and it will naturally go into your data sets and actually bring back those insights for you. And essentially, once I have this information, if I wanted to then put this into a report that I then wanted to share across with others in the organization, I can actually easily just copy this and actually start to build my own report, story or report from this, and then share this with others in the organization as well. So from here, I can actually just go into stories, and stories is where we actually create those reports and dashboards. So just taking you through this point, one of the things I did want to point out is the platform, when it was built, the platform was built from the ground up with one key goal: to make analytics and planning simple, fast, and intuitive for all users. So it is all about that self-service analytics and enabling teams to really explore data and make informed decisions in real time. So one of the ways of doing that is by having the ability to easily build, copy, edit, and share reports and dashboards and KPIs across the organization. So essentially, with the self-service tool that I'm showcasing right now, this tool is actually available to your end users to be able to kind of, slice and dice your data, use the generative AI engine to build out reports, based on your data that's in the system, and kind of then share that across your organization. So having asked that question, I'm actually able to copy that report or that visualization and paste that directly into my story now. So essentially, we've already started to build out our report very easily by just asking that question to the engine, and we already have our visualization in place. Just looking at the Canvas story right now, just to quickly mention a few things. Here on the left-hand side, this is just our widgets panel, which allows us to kind of drag and drop all of these widgets that you see here, that we can actually drag into the canvas, and that's actually where we can start building out a few things. I'm just going to drag and drop just a quick input control here, where we can actually start to build out a quick filter based on the bar graph that we have. So I'm actually just going to build out a filter for organization, so we can then do an additional filter based on our gross margin. So within a few clicks, I've just added an additional filter for this gross margin visualization that we've got here, where now I can actually then filter out even further. So for example, if I just wanted to see that gross margin per product for North America, I can actually build that input in here now as well. So again, we've already started to build out a really good report that we can share across with other teams. Another thing I wanted to mention as well, having mentioned how, with SAC now being that EPM platform where we can really now having that raw data and having the ability to kind of analyze our data and then see, why certain things have happened with our data and what we can do and drive that variance and see what can we do, having analyzed our data and seeing what can we do next. So what the platform actually allows us to do is it actually allows us to see smart insights based on our data. So one of the things that the platform will do is it will actually analyze our data and actually give us description of what changed, and it will give us a breakdown of the information that we see based on the data in forms of actual descriptions. So we're actually able to get some additional insights into what our data is telling us as well. So this is where we're combining all of that raw data and really bringing all of that insight into that one platform so that we can actually see what could happen and then what should happen and then what we should be doing next as well. So really bringing that EPM all into that one platform, really allowing the CFO and your organization to make those right decisions at the right time based on what's happening today and where we want to move for tomorrow as well. So again, very quickly, using the generative AI to kind of pull in these visualizations based on your raw data that's in there, and then also using the generative AI to tell us what's happening with our data as well and what we should be doing next with it. So I did want to just kind of pull in this sort of information at this point, just to kind of highlight some of the feature functions of the platform and bringing everything into one cohesive platform for the end user as well. Yes, so from here, I do want to jump into now the FP&A application for planning, where we're actually going to be going through the financial statement planning launchpad, which kind of includes two planning processes where we'll walk through the annual process and then the monthly process as well. So give me one moment while I just quickly switch over into our launchpad here. Perfect. Yeah. So as mentioned before, I wanted to highlight, as mentioned before, with regards to the launchpads, where we have actually built in those guided experiences for our end users. So, the platform allows you to kind of build out these pages in a number of different ways. What you've seen is reporting dashboards, and you've seen a report book. We just saw how we created a report with the bar chart and the inputs, but you can actually use these reports to create instructions as well. So this is just an instruction of how to use the launchpad, and then this is where we've actually built in those step-by-step instructions as well to really help the end user through this specific process as well. So this is where I mentioned, this is where we've seen with our customers today, where it's really helped with that training and then that user adoption, really giving the end user the ability to see exactly what needs to be done in that one location. So this is the screen that they have everything in, and then as they're going through the process, they really have those steps right at their fingertips as well. So yes, as mentioned, with this launchpad, there's two processes that we have here. We have our annual process, and then we have our monthly process as well. So the monthly process focuses on forecasting, planning a financial statement at more of a short-term plan, and then that annual process, which also includes the monthly process, but also includes that long-term planning for setting things up like that target and that budget for that P&L as well. So as mentioned, our planning launchpad has those instructions. So I'm going to jump over into setting up our annual targets here. So as we get started at setting up those annual targets, as a planner, I actually have visibility to look into my past margins at the top here. In this example, we're seeing our gross margins for our past years. And I'm able to see my actuals, my budget, and my forecast numbers, and use this to kind of help me set my targets for the coming years. There are a number of ways that I can actually set up my baseline. We can actually seed our 2026 baseline using our prior year actuals with a growth rate. and we can actually seed that using this data action. Data actions are just basically automatic programs that actually calculations that can be run in the background, and they can just be triggered to run automatic calculations in the background. So for this example, we're going to set our target. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this to set that to our target. And we're actually going to set this from our 2025. I'm going to change this to a 3% growth rate, and we're actually going to source that from our actuals, and we want to actually set that to our 2026. And then I'm just going to run that data action. And what that's going to do is that's going to take our 2025 targets, our actual, sorry, and then it's going to increase that by 3% and then populate our 2026 as we see here. So that's automatically done that, set that baseline. What I can do at this point, I can continue to make adjustments to my plan by entering some additional percentage or whole dollar increases as well. So in addition to that 3% increase, if I wanted to make an additional increase to my total sales, say if I wanted to do an additional 2%, I can do a plus 2%. And what the system will do, it will actually automatically aggregate up and disaggregate down to the lowest level and spread that adjustment accordingly throughout all of my accounts. So the system will automatically do those calculations as well, top down and bottoms up as well. And this is at that very top level, at the total organization level. If I wanted to actually take this down to a granular level, I can take that down to a different department level as well and do that at a lower level. This is setting up those targets from using those seeding from prior year actuals. I could have actually started with a zero-based budget as well. I could have actually also used the predictive engine that's available within the platform, where I could have started from a predictive baseline as well, where we could have checked historical data and started with, and had the predictive engine predict where we should have been started from as well. So there are a number of different ways that we can actually start working with that baseline as well. So essentially, once we have our baseline set up, this is where we can actually then go ahead and start building out our plan. And this is where we can set up some of those approval workflows. And this is where we can then send out our plan for approval and next steps as well. So just looking at the time, I do want to go through just a few more screens here just to show you some of the feature functions as well of the platform and how we can do some of that scenario planning and things like that. So having done that target settings for that annual plan, of course, then that's going to lead into our full year budget planning as well. So this is where we can have our full year plan. And then having done our 2026, it's actually going to build out our full year, and we can see that more of our P&L granular level, and we can go down again into our different department level, and we can do that additional planning at more of a granular level, make those adjustments, and then again, send this out for approval as needed at that annual level. And then just going back to the Launchpad, once we've kind of finished the annual process, thinking about when we're then doing that monthly process. When it comes to that monthly process, this is when we can actually set up, again, workflow tasks within the calendar, where notifications can be sent out to each one of your department leads, where they have to come in at the end of the month or during that monthly process as a reminder for them to get logged in to actually start doing their monthly forecasting and planning for that next month as well. So essentially that email could be something similar to this kind of email. As an example, it would have a link, and this link would take them automatically into this Launchpad. And from here, then they can start again that monthly process as well and follow the steps accordingly. So the first thing that they would do is that they would come in and they would review again their forecast in this example for the month, make any adjustments as needed, and then send this off for approval or submit this as they complete their forecasting. One of the things, again, that I did want to point out as well within the platform, one of the things that that the planner has the ability to do is actually to do some version management. So this is where you can actually do some scenario planning. So as a planner, I have the ability to do that what if scenario planning. So from here, I can actually go ahead and take a copy of any version that is already existing. So from here, I can actually go into version management. And I'm just going to take my forecast as an example, and I'm just going to make a copy of my forecast, and I'm just going to call this scenario 1. I'm just going to select this from my version so it shows as well in my table. Take that one out. Too many showing there. So we can see that here. And essentially now that I have a copy of this version is now a private copy that only I have access to. And what I can do is I can make some adjustments here based on a different scenario. So say, for example, I wanted to see if we were going to do some additional office expenses. If I was to make some adjustments here where I increase this by 5% and see the impact to my overall plan, I can make those sorts of adjustments and see how that would impact my plan, and make some additional adjustments as needed. And what I can also do with this plan, if I was working on this scenario with someone else within the organization, I can actually go ahead and share this with others within the organization. I can actually share this as just a read only, or actually a read and write. So say, for example, I was working with Henna on this plan. I can go ahead and share this with him, and he can actually go ahead and make some adjustments as well. And we can collaborate on this scenario where we're making those adjustments together. And as we're making those adjustments, we can actually see those changes being made in the history. And if at any point we wanted to go back to a specific point in time, we can actually go back to that point in time based on the audit trail or version history as well. And from here, as we're making those adjustments, if we get to the point where we believe that this scenario is good and we actually want to move forward with now publishing this to be our forecast going forward, we can actually go ahead and publish this. And of course, this publish would then trigger an approval process to then go through that approval process. And once approved, this would then actually become our forecast version going forward that then everyone would have access to as well. So, you know, the platform allows for those scenario planning, what if planning as well, and that collaboration across the platform as well. So in addition to kind of doing that version management, doing your monthly planning, you know, it's also building out, as you're doing your planning, it's also building out your working capital, where I can also maintain drivers such as my DSO, DIO, DPO, make some changes to actually see what the impact would be on my receivables as well, and kind of forecast for those sorts of changes and see those impacts by running, making those changes at the top here and running that data action. And then I'm also able to see my full balance sheet as well as a full cash flow as well. So having all of that in one location from seeing that as a planner is very insightful. And again, this all being in one platform. And once I've done all of this planning and then having all of those actuals coming in from our ERP all within one platform, this is where we can then publish out those results. And then from here, that's actually then generating those push button ready reports that I showed at the beginning as well. So this is really showcasing how valuable the platform can really be, and it really is turning, you know, this into a powerful tool for finance, for the finance organization, really allowing you to see how once you have all of your data in one location, you can really like see that reporting and then see where you can go as an organization with that data tomorrow as well, and making those insightful decisions. From here, this is actually what I wanted to showcase for today.
Thank you for joining today's webinar. Thank you, Janvi, for walking us through here. It is obvious that the Business Data Cloud and SAC as a component of that is your go-to path into the future in terms of enterprise data management, enterprise AI, and enterprise planning and reporting. So if you have any questions, reach out, and we are looking forward to seeing you at one of our future webinars. Thank you.